up on Fulton today. The hours to conduct business at the Clerk of Court's Service Center offices have changed. We'll have the details. And a star from the popular show Dancing with the Stars kicks off a major renovation project for the county's animal shelter. Fulton Today is next.
From the Government Center in downtown Atlanta, you're watching Fulton Today with Shania Chavis.
Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis. One of the largest animal shelters in the state gets a much-needed makeover thanks in part to corporate sponsors and a Dancing with the Stars show host. Purina Cat Chow is donating $30,000 to revamp the cat care facilities of the Fulton County Animal Shelter. Cat lover and TV show host from Dancing with the Stars, Brooke Burke-Charvet, was quick to lend her support and her voice to the cause.
I'm really happy to be involved because I'm an animal lover and I've got 2 rescue cats at home that I took in about 3 years ago. So to have an opportunity for me to kick off the Purina Cat Chow 50 years, 50 shelters program is really, really cool for me.
The renovation is part of Purina's 50th anniversary campaign to support cat shelters across the country. Now, Oliver Delk oversees the animal shelter for Fulton County. Sir, welcome back to Fulton Today.
Hi, Shania. Thanks for having me.
So first, let's talk about those renovations being done by Purina at the shelter.
Purina is donating $30,000 to Lifeline that will allow for the renovations of our cat adoption center as well as our reception area. So when people come in to visit, the first thing they're going to be able to see is a large picture window where they'll be able to see where the cats are able to move around freely and while they're being fed, while they're playing, and so on. And this will give them a better idea of the type of animals that we have, and I think it's going to be really exciting for folks to be able to see visually what goes on behind the scenes with our cat adoption center.
And Oliver, when exactly will these renovations be completed?
We're anticipating the renovations to take approximately 5 weeks, and during that time people will still be able to come by the shelter and adopt the cats if that's what they have an interest in.
And let's shift gears now and talk about the fact that the Board of Commissioners recently approved a contract with Lifeline Animal Project. How is that partnership going?
The partnership is going great. Lifeline came in and, as they say, hit the ground running. When we changed contractors, there was no noticeable difference in the level of services that we were providing here at the shelter. So everything is going along just as we planned, and we're really looking forward to a long and fruitful relationship with Lifeline.
And finally, let everybody know what's on tap for the shelter for the remainder of the year.
Well, we also have another project that we're going to be moving forward with, and that's we're looking to put a new roof on the facility. This is something that we hope to begin within the next month or so. Again, this is in one of what we consider to be a phased-in process of making sure that the facility is one of the best facilities not only in Fulton County but also in the state of Georgia.
All right, Oliver Delk with the Fulton County Animal Shelter. Great information, congratulations, and thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Now, there are plenty of cats and dogs available for adoption at the County Animal Services in Northwest Atlanta. You can get a glimpse of them online at fultonanimalservices.com or call the shelter at 404-613-0358. Seniors in need of home repairs themselves find out what they need to do to get help. Residents attending an information session at the New Beginning Senior Center heard the details of the home rehab program. Staff with the county's Housing and Human Services Department went through the process step by step for the seniors. To qualify for the income-based support, residents must own the single-family detached home, must provide proper identification, and must be able to prove their income or lack thereof.
Some of the repairs that we are able to do with these federal dollars that we receive from the Department of Housing and Urban Development. First of all, we will address code violations. You may have a leaking roof, major plumbing, major electrical problems, and if you're without heat, we're able to assist you with one of those items once you meet the eligibility requirements.
I think it's a little bit difficult to go out and have private companies come out. You know that they're out to make a profit, but I believe that the services provided by the county will be much better because, you know, there is some follow-up and you do have some fallbacks. You can always go back later and have them, you know, held accountable.
Residents must live in unincorporated Fulton County to qualify for this HUD program. To get more information, contact the county's housing professionals at 404-612-8063. Fulton County property owners are now getting their tax notices in the mail. These assessment notices detail the value placed on one's property. Residents who disagree with their value can appeal to the Board of Assessors. However, almost 80% of those appeals will not include supporting evidence, and by law, those appeals then automatically go to the Board of Equalization. Melvin Richardson is the director of the Board of Equalization's office. Melvin, welcome back to Fulton today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Now, Melvin, explain for everybody what the BOE is and their role in appeals.
The BOE process is a statutory process by the state of Georgia to ensure that each appellant taxpayer has an opportunity for a free, fair, and impartial process in which he or she may present evidence to understand, explain their assessment value.
And last year, about how many appeals did your office see?
Be mindful that our office is typically a year behind the appeal process. For instance, in 2011 assessment year, we received over 31,000 appeal notices. However, for 2012, thus far, we have received over 16,000 appeal notices.
And I understand this is a pretty involved process. Is it a long process?
Somewhat long. Historically, appeals from the beginning to the end could take approximately 8 to 10 months. Now, considering that the volume of appeals have more than doubled, it may take at least anywhere from 12 to 16 months because of the volume is so high.
So, Melvin, explain for everybody what exactly they should expect.
People should expect to not hear from the Board of Equalization office until sometime in the last quarter of each year.
I understand. And how many appeals are pending from previous years?
Well, for 2011, we only have a little over 1,000 to complete. And for 2012, we have approximately about 10,000 left to appeal, to certify, and adjudicate at this time. However, we may receive additional appeals for 2012. Right now, the total is approximately 16,000. It may go up to 20 or 21,000 before the year is out.
Melvin, you're a wealth of information. I have one more question for you. With the backlog of appeals still at the BOE level and Superior Court, how will this affect appeals for 2013? And then how does this then affect revenue for the county?
Yes, the appeal process does impact revenue from the beginning to the end. Once an appellant, taxpayer, files an appeal, the tax commissioner cannot collect no more than 85% of that tax bill. The 15% must remain on hold until the adjudication process is done with the Board of Equalization office or Superior Court. So it does impact revenue.
Again, great information. Melvin Richardson with the Board of Equalization's office. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Now, if you have questions for Melvin, you can just contact the Board of Equalization's office. That number is 404-613-7792. If you need to do business at the Clerk of Court's office, then listen up. The business hours have changed at 3 of their locations. Staff at the Clerk Service Center locations will now assist customers Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. The high demand for civil, real estate, passport, and notary services created the need for the modification. The Fulton County Service Centers are located on Fulton Industrial Boulevard, Roswell Road, and Stonewall Tell Road.
We want our customers to remember that we are committed to executing our mandated services while staying customer focused. and that these hours will only impact our annex locations. Our downtown facility at 136 Pryor Street will remain the same.
The hours for the clerk's office located in the courthouse in downtown Atlanta, they will not change. Customers can do business there from 8:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. For more information, you can contact the clerk's office at 404-613-5313. Students enrolled in Fulton County Citizens University get extra credit for learning all about the justice system. Elected and appointed officials from a number of the Fulton County justice agencies gave a lesson on all things law and order. Fulton County is the largest judicial circuit in the state, so students heard how it therefore has the most court cases and the most inmates at its county jail.
I also learned about how the sheriff, how he has to make sure that the jail is running smoothly, and how it's not just a system to punish people for their wrongdoing. It's actually supposedly a system that can help rehabilitate the people so that they can come back into the different communities, bringing something that they learned in there with them, such as a GED program.
Students wrap up their university class experience with a lesson in media and TV. Next week, we'll show you what happened when they visited the Office of Communications and FGTV. And still to come on Fulton Today, find out how the newest entertainment venue in the county played a role into its biggest supporter getting national recognition. Details in our district-by-district coverage next.
You're watching Fulton Today.
One Fulton County commissioner gets national recognition and another commissioner gives support to Zoo Atlanta. Here's this week's district-by-district coverage.
We begin with more on the Fulton County Animal Shelter's renovation project. District 2 Commissioner Rob Pitts is excited about the county's partnership with Purina Cat Chow and Lifeline Animal Project to revamp the animal shelter. As mentioned, Purina donated $30,000 through Lifeline to fund the improvements to the center. The commissioner feels confident that the new renovations will draw more people to the facility to adopt more cats and dogs.
It's no secret that we've had our problems with our animal shelter, and thanks to them and our new contractor, things seem to be looking up.
Commissioner Pitts is well known for being an advocate for animals. Last year, he initiated a resolution to ban bullhooks at circus events held in the county, and this year he sponsored a policy for the Canine Cellmates program at the county jail. In District 5, the Real Men of Darnell are highlighted for their service to the community. The gentlemen who are participants at the Harriet G. Darnell Senior Multipurpose Facility were honored for being good teachers, fathers, grandfathers, and a driving force in the lives of many.
We appreciate so much the men who support not only the Harriet Darnell Senior Center each day with their wisdom and with their time and with their energy and volunteer spirit, but the men all over Fulton County who have helped lay the foundations.
The men at the center participate in a variety of activities. They provide assistance with adult daycare services, volunteer as class instructors, and serve as van drivers for the facility. To find out more information about the Darnell Center and its volunteer opportunities, please call 404-699-8580. In District 6, Commissioner Joan Garner grabs a hard hat and shovel for the Zoo Atlanta Amphibian and Reptile Complex groundbreaking. The new 14,000 square foot facility will replace the 51-year-old World of Reptiles building that still hosts public exhibits. The complex is being built with nearly $22 million raised by Zoo Atlanta officials. Zoo Atlanta resides in District 6, and Commissioner Garner is a major supporter for the facility.
This is noteworthy because it will not only allow us to have a new facility, it will allow us to have state-of-the-art exhibits. It will allow us to bring more exotic animals, reptiles, and amphibians to the Atlanta Zoo. And so it's going to be very exciting for young people, old people, and all of the residents of District 6.
Last year, Zoo Atlanta staff packed up their animals and brought them to the Downtown Government Center for a Jones Arc in the Atrium experience. Citizens got a chance to learn about services that the zoo offers while visiting the Fulton County Government Center. And finally, in District 7, Commissioner William Bill Edwards is recognized for his achievements in the community and economic development. The National Organization of Black County Officials, NOBCO, presented the commissioner with an award at its annual conference in Detroit, Michigan.
This is significant for me because to have an award given to you is good, but to have an award that's given to you by people like yourself all over this country who hold the offices of commissioners, to look at you and feel that you're doing a job that needs to be recognized is very, very important to me.
Commissioner Edwards has spearheaded several arts and culture centers in South Fulton, like the Wolf Creek Amphitheater, an entertainment venue, and the South Fulton and Southwest Arts Centers that hold classes and plays. Commissioner Edwards also created the Teen Dads program to offer resources to young fathers, ages 18 and under. It was these types of programs that gained the commissioner the recognition. With this week's district-by-district coverage, I'm Darrell Peak.
Thank you very much. Now, you can catch more of your commissioners at work all this week with the rebroadcast of the Board of Commissioners meeting right here on FGTV. And up next on Fulton Today, find out why these men are putting on pens. Stay with us.
You're watching Fulton Today.
Portions of the following segment are part of the Fulton County Common Ground Initiative. Common Ground, the county's comprehensive solution to the problem of health disparities in the community.
As we close out June as Men's Health Month, some wellness professionals are reminding men to pay attention to their health and their well-being. That's the focus of this week's Common Ground Report, and Lynn Vaughn has the story.
Charles Cook with the Georgia Prostate Cancer Coalition and Joe Bloomberg with the Men's Health and Wellness Center had their hands full trying to get men just to listen to the information they were offering. It's well known that men just don't like to go to the doctor, but these cancer survivors will tell you all of that changes when you get sick.
For me, for many years, I was very stubborn and I didn't want to listen, so it took something in my life to go through something to give me a reality so I can take better care of myself, because in my early years, I would not go. I would go and I felt like it when I was ready, but when something took effect in my life, when I found out there was cancer, it made me very aware and how important my life needed to be in order to be around for my family.
I didn't take care of myself early, so what I ended up doing was suffering. And I ended up with stage 2 colon cancer because I wouldn't go to the doctor.
Health providers say this fear of or aversion to going to the doctor has resulted in men getting sick at earlier ages.
We're starting to see evidence of illness now earlier and earlier because of our diet. We're starting to see cancer occur in men in their 30s, diabetes, men in their 30s, even in their 20s. We're seeing it with teenagers. And so the issue is that unless you know your numbers, unless you're tracking your numbers, you don't know if you have a problem.
He's talking about your PSA, or prostate-specific antigen number, as well as cholesterol and blood pressure numbers. Harry Jordan says he's not waiting for illness to strike. He's got the message.
Well, my wife pretty much say, look, I need you to be around with our 2 kids, help raise them. But while I was doing my annual physical, my doctor, due to my family history, because of colon cancer and prostate cancer, so I took an aggressive step with them, going to see my doctor on an annual basis, get my prostate check and colonoscopy. So because of those 2 family history, because I'm taking care of those.
So guys, take it from those who know or who've been there.
It's difficult enough to keep families together, but when you lose a grandfather or a father out of a family for a medical issue or a condition that could have been prevented, it's a tragedy.
Make sure you have that physical every year. Make sure that you if you feel anything wrong, run to the doctor. Ladies do that, okay? They will do that. And it's not a weak man that runs to a doctor. That's a smart man.
At Government Center in downtown Atlanta, I'm Lynn Vaughn, FGTV.
Thank you very much, Lynn. Fulton employees and residents do their part to save lives 1 pint at a time. This is one of many blood drives held each year by Fulton employees on behalf of community partner, the American Red Cross. This one was held in the Government Center downtown, where residents just doing business at the county could also donate. The whole purpose is to help the Red Cross meet their collection goals.
If I'm healthy, I'm able to give, I'm able to be a blessing to others, and so it's a win-win.
One of the main reasons, I had a sister who actually passed of lupus, and she used to have to get blood transfusion all the time. So I said, hey, somebody else's little sister or daughter may need blood, so let me start giving blood. This is actually my first time.
The Red Cross needs all types of blood, and especially the universal blood type O negative. You can donate at any time. Go online at redcross.org/donate or call 800-RED-CROSS. That's 800-733-2767. The process takes about an hour, and you must be about 17 years old and weigh about 110 pounds. You'll be asked to give a history of your health to determine your eligibility to donate. And lastly, in our health news, though we've reported a number of times how to properly dispose of unwanted medicine, a question from a citizen reminded us that we may need to revisit the procedures. Each spring and fall, the Federal Drug Enforcement Administration and state and local law enforcement hold a National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day. Now, in April, agencies collected some 371 tons of medications from the public at some 5,800 locations all across the country. The 11 drop-off locations in the county were mostly held at local police departments, and several were held outside of big box stores. Fulton's Health Services Director explains in this public service announcement how the safe disposal of old drugs and vitamins helps prevent sickness and even death.
Prescription drug abuse is the fastest growing drug problem in this country. There is one unintentional drug overdose death in the United States every 19 minutes.
Proper disposal also protects the environment by keeping drugs out of our drinking water supplies. And if you want to dispose of medicines before the next National Take-Back Day this fall, you can contact your local police department. And some have permanent year-round drop-offs. You can also talk to your pharmacist. And still to come on Fulton Today, will one of these kids soon become the next Indiana Jones thanks to one summer reading program? Find out when we come back.
You're watching Fulton Today.
The Center for Puppetry Arts has done it again. The center is back with yet another informational but enjoyable exhibit called Wild, Woolly, and Wonderful. The exhibit showcases historical traditions and cultures from all over the world through museum artifacts and furry creatures. The fuzzy friends vary from a common and cute cat and dog to a ferocious and exotic lion and tiger.
Everybody loves animals. So I think it's a great point of reference for everyone to come in and look at animals from around the world and kind of introduce them to puppetry through something that they already understand.
Residents are invited to visit the exhibit in the center's Passport Gallery all year long. For more information, visit puppet.org. The Center for Puppetry Art receives funding from the Fulton County Arts Council. And finally, kids are literally digging this year's summer reading program. Children unearthed Georgia's history when the Archaeobus made a stop at the OC Library. They discovered what life was like centuries ago when Native Americans primarily lived in what is now the state of Georgia. Librarians thought the Archaeobus would be a fun way for kids to get excited about this year's summer reading program.
We thought that the Archaeobus would be the best promoter, since they, archaeologists do a lot of digging, and we thought the kids might like to see what it is that they do, fossils, learning more about the history of Georgia through archaeology.
And afterwards, kids cooled off with some shaved ice. Now, to check out more summer activities at the OC branch or any of the libraries in your neighborhood, you can visit afpls.org. And before we go, our reminder that we'd like to hear from you about the stories and programs right here on FGTV. Go to our website to take a survey, or you can email or call us. The number 404-612-8317. The email address is fgtv.feedback@fultoncountyga.gov. You can also follow us on twitter.com/FGTV, friend us on Facebook, and watch us on YouTube. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis. Thank you for joining us. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.